Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 22 in another part of our My Team career mode. With Brawn GP, today we've got the Belgian Grand Prix coming up, but of course we first have the season break, the summer break. Looking forward to that, and hopefully we can add in some upgrades. We have got a few in development. The pistons should come in before we go on our summer break, which will be good. So we'll already have an upgrade in the bank. So let's just head into it, I guess. We can add in a few little things. We might as well do it a supplier HQ tour. That seems to make sense to me. Okay, let's head on then. There's the pistons.
Okay, we've
So
had the
hang
new
on.
parts come through the fabrication process.
Let's
We'll have them with us for
go
the next
straight
walk.
away to the powertrain. So we can go for the crankshaft. That's going to be a decent upgrade. That one's slightly better and slightly cheaper. So, but that won't come in until after Italy. And will that one come in after Italy? What about this one? Yeah, we'll go for this one because this one's going to come between the Dutch Grand Prix and the Italian Grand Prix, so we should get a little upgrade in place before the most engine-dependent Grand Prix of the season. There you go, there's another powertrain upgrade. Is that a supplier one? It is. Lovely. That's what we like to hear. So we can't get well, it does say we can get another one in. Hey, nice. Right. Yeah, let's go for this one. Again, that'll be in just after the Grand Prix. We've actually got the best engine on the grid now, which is pretty crazy to think about. How come we can do simultaneous upgrades now? I swear that wasn't a thing before. Where have I missed that? No, department capacity reached. Why can we do that in the engine department? Is it a Spec 2 facility? No. I don't know. Was it fabrication? Ah, all of that's upgraded. Okay, cool. Right, power unit upgrades, cool. Okay, what are we going to do then? So we can do a second driver PR. This one. Cool. Right, all of that's in progress. We should get the upgrades installed by the next Grand Prix. So let's push on.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Should just about have enough. Yeah, that will be on the car soon. Alright, we have a department event.
We've got an issue we'd like your input on.
Good news, it's taken a few all-nighters, but the department have hit their development deadline. It's taken a real effort. This one was especially difficult. I think we should definitely consider some kind of recognition. You've got to be kidding me!
Thanks for dealing with that. The department appreciate it.
You've just failed! Come on. Yes! That's what we're talking about. Right, let's get another one in there. We've got 800 to spend, so that's a decent upgrade. Which one's going to be the best for us, though? Actually, the discounted one is probably the best one. And that'll be introduced just after the Italian Grand Prix, which will be good. Okay, let's do it. Right, let's see how we're getting on then. We still somehow are not above Aston Martin and Co. We have made some good progress though. And after, I think next season, genuinely, I think next season will be, you know, towards the top half. But it's just so tough because everybody is developing at an excellent rate. So there's nothing you can really do about it. We've just got to keep going. Right, what can we upgrade? Let's have a little look. Can we upgrade any of these? I'm not really bothered about that at this point. We can do activities. Yeah. I think maybe just save the money up. Right. Here we go then, into the Belgian Grand Prix. And then we'll get a true reflection of what everybody's performance is like. Obviously, you feel everybody will have upgraded and, you know, we'll be ready to go. Let's have a look. Okay, there you go. So you can see we made a massive step up. Slightly a smaller step up than Aston Martin. McLaren have made a big step up. Mercedes have made a big step up as well, as have Ferrari. Red Bull have dropped off a little bit. So, you know, a lot of us have made a good step forward for this Grand Prix. It seems the Mercedes-powered teams definitely did. I guess that engine upgrade must have given us a lot of performance, which is nice to see. Those 3 bits on the car, once we get them on, should take us up to probably around about Alpine level. You know, let's be realistic about it. Haas and Alfa Romeo and co are going to upgrade. But our car is now quicker than the season. You know, every car is quicker than the season opener version of the Mercedes, for instance. So, you know, we've made some big gains, and hopefully this weekend we can have a more positive weekend. We do tend to do well around Spa, so I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. So without further ado, let's get into qualifying. Here we are on a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. We've just come through La Source. And I'll tell you what, Eau Rouge is an absolute pleasure in this year's game. Last year, the rear could step out on you, but Eau Rouge and Radion this year, absolutely blitzingly good. Now we're using Ocon. There's a little bit of a tow generator. Hopefully he gets out of the way. He does. Come down the hill. Make sure there's no lock up there. Apologies about the footage cutting out. It definitely is worse on hot days. Do apologise for that. But into Pouon we go. And this isn't an absolutely blistering lap time, although there's a yellow flag somewhere or other. Entirely sure what that was about. And this middle sector, that was a nice run through there actually. 1:16.6 ain't half bad a time. And now into Blanchimont, absolutely flat out in these 2022 F1 cars, and breaking down into the bus stop chicane. And here we come up to the line. We want to take the shortest route to it. So here it comes. It's a 1:45.3, which puts us 4th place at the moment, just behind Fernando Alonso and Valtteri Bottas. But yeah, not bad. Not bad. We'll certainly settle for it. Well, 3.5 minutes to go. We're currently 10th and 12th. 2 tenths ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. We will have to run again. I think it is going to be too close, and both Mercedes cars behind. Daniel Ricciardo there as well. Kevin Magnussen. All people that can improve. So I think we need to get out there. We need to improve. We need to get our lap time in.
Okay, 1 minute remaining. Just 1 minute.
We should have just about enough time to complete one more lap here. And I think, you know, I think we can extract another couple of tenths out of it. It certainly wasn't the perfect lap. Wasn't the perfect run. So let's get nicely broken down into the bus stop chicane, and there we go. Try and get the car nice and straight as we start
30 seconds left
our
in the
final
session.
lap of Q1. Beautiful run into La Source there, and already a tenth of a second, and we'll feel that benefit all the way up towards Eau Rouge and Raidillon. So here we go. Oh, a little bit wide there, and that's a track extension, and we're not going to get another lap time in, so we might as well abandon this lap, let that Williams car through. Step back on the throttle, already down to 12th now. I've just no concept of where we're going to end up here. Well, I think we're safe. I definitely think we're safe. We're back into the pits. Doesn't look like anybody's improving out there. And yeah, everybody coming back into the pits. So we are through to Q2, and we'll pick that back up in just a second. And then what's going to be a 1:45.4, which puts us third at the moment. That's on used soft tyres. The set that we used in Q1 but didn't finish the lap on. So we can do better than that. We probably will do better than that later in the session. Well, here we come, up to the line, nearly half a second quicker, and that puts us into 9th place. That's an excellent lap, and we're through to Q3. Well, here we come, up to the line for our first lap in Q3, and it's a 1:44.6. That's a pretty good lap time. We were doing 1:45s before. And that's enough for third place at the moment. Quicker than Russell and Perez. I'm sure they were on used soft tyres, but this is encouraging signs. We've managed to pull out a very good 4/10 of a second or so there. We've run out of fuel here. We should be able to make it back to the pits and go for a second run. We're going to quite get round with enough time. We're going to just miss the line. But I think... Wow, we're P3 anyway. Oh, that is a very, very special qualifying for us.
We're all ready
my
for
word.
tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who will be fronting the grid. Sainz, Verstappen, and the captain. The qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Well, there you go then. That is that. P3 on the grid for tomorrow. Obviously, we don't have the pace to stay in that position. I'm not really sure why nobody usurped us, if you like. But well, Charles Leclerc, he didn't set a time in P3 in Q3. Sorry, so not entirely sure what's going on there. Ocon put a poor lap in. Hamilton put a poor lap in. Perez nowhere near really. So there you have it, P3 on the grid. That is going to be very, very interesting going into tomorrow's race. So let's hand over to Alex Drakes and probably Anthony Davidson to see how this Belgian Grand Prix gets on.
Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory to the Jordan team in 1998, and in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special just around one of the many corners of this fan favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of them to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed, and the average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position. and the captain completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Sir Lewis Hamilton and Ocon, Norris, Verstappen, Mick Schumacher and Pierre Gasly, Russell, they've taken a grid penalty, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel and Albon, Magnussen, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, Joe, Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc, they've taken a grid penalty, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Latifi and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. Anthony Davidson also joins me in the commentary box today. Can we begin by having a chat about Charles Leclerc? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Okay, so here we are, down on the track, P2 on the grid. I mean, can you believe it? Can you? I don't believe it. It's going to be an interesting Grand Prix. We could potentially be leading it going into turn one. It is going to be an absolute crackerjack. But yeah, let's get into the action. Starting on medium tyres. We could go and start on soft tyres and try and go for the flash. But, you know, points being prizes at the end of the day. And that's definitely what we're going for. So let's get into the race.
And we're underway for the formation lap here at Spa. The cars begin their lap around the circuit that rises and falls to the hills of the Ardennes Forest. As always, the fans are here in their thousands and the atmosphere is incredible. So as all the
Everybody
cars take their positions on, the
on
grid, the teams will be
medium
hoping their
tyres
strategy
then,
pay off for them in
that I can
today's
tell.
race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right and which teams have got it horribly wrong.
And this is crazy. Carlos Sainz comes round the final corner. We're in P2. And we're on the racing line as well, so we're going to have the extra rubbered-in side of the track. This is going to be an absolutely awesome Grand Prix. Always love it round Belgium. We've fluked a P3 in quali. And now P2 on the grid. And we're going to be getting ready for those 5 glorious red lights. And hopefully Hulkenberg can peel his way through the field as well. Here we go. We are ready for the lights. And the run down to La Source. Lights out, away we go. Here in Belgium, it's a decent start off the grid. Carlos Sainz comes over to cover straight away, and Valtteri Bottas, having a little look. We get a little bit of a shove by somebody through the first corner. Not entirely sure who that was. Let's have a little look at the start once again before we get back into it. Looks like one of the Red Bulls potentially, or was it George Russell? Not sure. No, I don't think it was anybody. I think we just had a massive lock-up into the first corner and then came round the outside nice and safely, and somehow we're still in P3. But yeah, I mean, I felt vibrations on the back of the car, or that's what I thought it was. Bottoming out down there. I mean, we were going to be heading off if we didn't cut the corner there. Had to cut the corner. We're in the slipstream of Valtteri Bottas. Can we make a move? Not on lap 1, we can't. But that's a good start for us to not lose too many positions. But we know Sergio Perez, he's going to be trying to get past us with utmost haste. And we know we might struggle to get past the Alfa Romeo. But technically, we do have the best engine on the grid. So who knows? We could potentially make it past. And here comes Sergio Perez, trying to go around the outside of La Source. Always going to struggle around there, and we sort of graft him out there. But Carlos Sainz will be running away with this Grand Prix, you feel. And there's Bottas not too far ahead. You know, we got to try and get back into that 1 second window. We are quicker in the straight line, getting a little bit of a tow as well. Should hopefully help us defend from Sergio Perez. But we know that that Red Bull is like a rocket in a straight line in F122, so it's just going to be about biding our time. It feels very much like the 2009 season, actually, with Force India qualifying out of position on pole with Giancarlo Fisichella, and then just trying to hang on. There goes Perez with the DRS, but we managed to hold them off just about. So still in P3 on lap 3. Well, here we go. Sergio Perez through this time. There's going to be no way
Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still
of
regain
holding
the
them
position.
back. Now, hopefully, him passing Bottas will give us a chance at him. But we know that's not always the case. We've just got to try and stay on him now. We've got Lewis Hamilton behind as well, and then Ocon behind him. So, I think we're only going backwards in this Grand Prix, if I'm honest. But we will try our best, as always. Here goes Lewis Hamilton, perhaps down the inside of Blanchimont. Could have given him the space, but he backs out of it. Probably a wise choice from Hamilton there. But now we are right behind Sergio Perez and getting DRS'd along here, which might help us in our quest to overtake Bottas again. Goes a bit long. We try the old switcheroo. Doesn't work out, but we are right in a slipstream. And now in a perfect position to DRS him.
Be careful. We think you're going to start.
Oh, he pushed us towards the grass there. But we are back through on Lewis Hamilton. That was a good move. Certainly settle for that. Okay, here we come then into the pit lane. Seems like Bottas has decided not to come in. And we're in now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. So, need to get this pit stop absolutely right. We're right at the end of the pit lane. That is Bottas that's come in, actually. It's Perez that's not come in. So here we go. Come on. Release. That is what we wanted. Perfect.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the
And
end.
we come out just behind Nico Hülkenberg. That's not a bad place to come out. We come out in 11th position.
Okay, we've been informed.
Well,
of
we
an
got a
incident
safety
which has
car.
resulted in lots of loose debris on the track. A safety car is being deployed.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what's happened, but need to have a look at where we'll be estimated 14th. I was thinking, oh dear. Hang on, I was too busy looking at the pit strategy there and the delta. Come on. Just about. But yeah, we would come out in 14th, so I don't think it's worth coming in and swapping to the soft tyres. I was thinking maybe we could fight our way back up, but yeah, we're just not going to manage it, I'm afraid. So, safety car deployed. As I say, I don't know who it was for. I didn't quite catch at the top. Obviously, you guys will probably have seen, but No such luck for me. Bottas and managed to get back past Perez, which I find very, very interesting that Perez hasn't managed to get past Bottas. But this brings us back into the race for second place. You know, I think there's going to be a few incidents after the safety car. But once we reach the safety car, we'll of course be implementing the new rule of a mid-session save to try and keep everything all proper and correct. So when we come around this corner, we've pretty much caught up to the safety car. You can hear the safety car around here. So it'll be interesting because this will probably be out until around about lap 19, so it's going to be a little bit of a scramble to the finish, but here's the mid-session save, just to try and avoid any safety car glitches. But here we go. We are, of course, the centre of attention. So it was Lance Stroll that is out of this Grand Prix. Nico Hülkenberg down in 18th. I thought he might carve his way through the field a little bit easier than that. Max Verstappen all the way down in 17th. Not a good race for him. Norris all the way in 20th. Charles Leclerc only 9th, but you can see closed right in now. Russell and Hamilton will be looking to make moves, but our straight line speed has been pretty good and pretty comparable to the cars around us, so if we can get a good exit and then through La Source, through Eau Rouge, up Radion, and then we could potentially be right back in this, who knows. But here we go then, safety car is ending and doesn't look like any of the order has changed, which is good. So we'll be back underway, and as I thought, we'll be having 4 laps before the finish.
Safety car in this lap.
Oh,
Safety
how are
car
our
in
tyres?
this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature.
great.
And remember, there's no overtaking until the timing line.
We'll
Stay
get
in
these
position
tyres up
until
to
the green
temperature.
flags.
Come on. What are the AI doing? So safety car has disappeared. We're going to floor it now and try and stay in the slipstream of these guys ahead. Now, as we come out of there, oh, look at this. This could be an awesome chance. We've got pretty much a full battery to have a go.
Okay, you're catching the car ahead.
Here we
but
go.
remember, we need to
Come
get to
on.
the end of the race on these tyres.
ERS enabled. We're in the slipstream. Perez is in the slipstream of Bottas as well. No luck there, but we have sort of escaped George Russell on this lap. So can we stay within a second? That's the question here. Can we get back onto the podium? 3.5 laps to go. Well, 2 laps to go, and you can see how close we are
Behind is dropping back by about 3
to
tenths
Sergio
of a lap.
Perez, and
Well
I don't think he's going to be in this the 1 second window for the DRS of Bottas. And we are fairly close here. Not the best run through there, but DRS is open. ERS is enabled. Perez. Big lock up. Big lock up. We're now side by side with him. And we are through. That was a huge lock up from Sergio Perez. We put him under pressure. You can see there is Perez. He comes over, looking in his mirrors. Big lock up. We come down the inside. Little bit of contact. He slows down and we are through. And it looks like George Russell might be coming through as well. But we're back on the podium, folks. We are back on the podium now. Can we go and chase down Valtteri Bottas? That's the question. Here we come then, onto the final lap of this Grand Prix. Can we hang on for our second podium finish of the season? And a truly fantastic 15 points and our first podium on absolute merit. Through Eau Rouge we go, up Radion for the final time. Now we're going to use the rest of our ERS deployment here. We're going to go right over to the inside. Perez is going to take the outside line. He gets a nose in front, but we hold him off, give him space, and we survive. And we survive Pouon for the final time. It's all going to be about the exit that we get onto the straight, leading through Blanchimont and all the way down to the bus stop chicane. That is where Perez can still get us. A little bit of curb there, that's not going to help. Perez is going to close in. We are holding down on the overtake button. Use the rest of our deployment wisely. Take an inside line towards the bus stop. That'll take us a nice tight route. And Carlos Sainz has won the Belgian Grand Prix. Bottas is going to finish second. We're going to finish third. Who's going to finish fourth? Is it going to be George Russell? Or was it Sergio Perez? Awesome result.
Great finish, well done.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again.
Awesome to see us on the podium there, alongside Valtteri Bottas in second and Carlos Sainz winning the race. And there we are with our champagne moment. Sad to see us out of the action, but are we going to clink bottles with Carlos? Looks like we are. No, no, we're just keeping ourselves to ourselves. Our second podium of the season.
And now let's take a look
and that
at the
one
drivers'
was
standings.
on pure merit.
Not the result our points leader wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Well, my driver of the day has to be Charles Leclerc. He was unstoppable out on the track today, weaving through the competition with ease.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. Can't wait to see what's next.
Well, there we are then. We finish third in the Belgian Grand Prix. Carlos Sainz wins the race. Valtteri Bottas there in second. Perez third. Perez fourth. Russell fifth. Lewis Hamilton sixth. Leclerc seventh. Ocon eighth. Schumacher ninth. And Sebastian Vettel down in 10th. But, yeah, safety car brought us back into that. We had a wonderful defensive drive, holding off Hamilton and Russell throughout the race. And of course, with the mixed up order, we sort of didn't come under too much pressure. We had a very good straight line speed, and yeah, did very, very well in the end. Very, very happy with that. That takes us further into 10th in the championship. We're sort of battling with Ocon, Magnussen and Bottas for 7th, but I don't think we've got the performance for that. I think it's a bit of a fluke result. We put a new engine in this race that just sort of gave us a better chance. And, you know, if you look at Hülkenberg's pace throughout the race, you know, very similar to ours. It's not it's not that different. He qualified 11th, could have been in the top 10, and would have been a totally different race, you would imagine, but it has helped us further secure 7th. You know, we are battling Haas and Alfa Romeo and possibly even Alpine for 4th if we can get the upgrades in there, but 7th would be massive for our first season in the sport. I mean, we have completely surpassed expectations this year. What a wonderful Grand Prix. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys did too. If you did, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.